Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're doing the Around the Verse recap of the 3.13 episode. We got quite a few stuff to cover and this was actually the LA studio doing the update. We got the topics to cover about the atmospheric system, about the inner thought system and the interaction link, about the Drake Buccaneer, which is basically the dogfighter of the Drake interplanetary brand. And we're going to talk about the character pipeline and also an update on the 2.6, which is a very much anticipated update, which also contains Star Marine and some well needed quality of life changes for the Arena Commander. So first of all, we're doing the LA Studio update. They are working on larger foundational systems, which affects the Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe. They're also working still on the items, on finishing items 2.0, and they're porting the ships from the old system to the new system. Also, they're working on the room system, which actually adds modularity and makes adding rooms to a building, for example, very easy. All those parts are being finished right now, and with the room system they can easily make modular rooms, which is a great tool to have for development. The flowgraph system in the CryEngine is not working properly in multiplayer, so they have to replace that as a wall, and they are working on that. So let's talk about the atmospheric system right now. You can actually see the atmospheric system right now on the screen. That is basically showing the atmospheric system and the atmospheric containers. The atmospheric containers is actually the huge blue balls you are seeing and the red balls. And the blue balls actually here, the spheres we see are the atmospheric composition. Blue is oxygen and red is carbon dioxide. The room is basically the boundary for the atmosphere. So that's really cool, really cool. So for example, if you open a door in space or something and you see the blue, you also see it right now, the oxygen is actually getting sucked out of the room and you see the air dropping. Of course you won't see the blue balls in the game, but that's basically just a technique behind it. So really interesting. So we can really see that it's properly being simulated in the game. Before, like we have right now in the Persistent Universe, it's being faked. And don't ask me how exactly it got faked, but they're faking it right now. And with this, in the still very early days, this is actually like still a test level and they're saying they're just now working on it. So it has quite a while to go, but it looks very promising. Also, if he opens a door in between, you can see it's very properly simulated and it's going to be, well, get some very interesting gameplay elements. Next in line, we will be talking about the inner thought system and the interaction link system. They're working on the interaction links so you can open the door through a laptop, for example, or perhaps a proximity sensor which detects a player, then sends the data to the door to open the door. This is also an example of the new interaction link system. This is pretty interesting technology since it can be used in a lot of cases. For example, the power generator is getting switched up. The power generator is getting switched off and all other systems will be affected as well. So for example, you switch off the power generator, it will send a message to the engines that they don't have any power anymore and the engines will be shut off. Well, very interesting as well. I can't wait to have that in the game because that is very essential if you're actually boarding a ship and for example you switch off the oxygen in combination, so the atmospheric system in combination with the interaction link, well, you switch off the oxygen to the cockpit and perhaps the pilot will die if he doesn't wear a suit or something, which is amazingly cool. Or maybe you can force close the doors and kill the whole mess hall, who knows. So now we'll be talking about the Drake Buccaneer. They actually showed a little bit about the Drake Buccaneer as well. The Drake Buccaneer is made in the Los Angeles studio. It's the answer of the Drake in response to the Hornet, the Gladius and the Saber, pretty much the military ships. It is crazy maneuverable, but it's a bit flimsy. It's purposed for combat with a pirate flavor, and the wings will be getting a bit smaller and sleeker to emphasize speed even more. They are working on giving the gimbaled weapon on the bottom of the ship a wider firing arc, At this moment, the landing gear is blocking a great portion of it, but they are redesigning the landing gear to achieve the fire arc they are looking for. At this moment, you step in on the right side of the ship, but in the future, that will be changed to the... wait, one moment. On this moment, you step onto the right side of the ship, but in the future, this will be switched to the left side. They are also changing the cockpit just a bit to accommodate a fold-out ladder, so it's easier to get in and get out. They're wrapping up the Caterpillar and the Herald as well, so they can have some more room to play around in the Buccaneer. On the wings, they're actually a size 1 and a size 3 wing mounts. There's no missile launchers yet because it's just too early days and they're still working. I mean, just look at what we are seeing right now. It's just not very very finalized yet. I actually think they even use the engines from the Herald just as temporary placeholders, just to see how it feels and how it works, and from there they're actually expanding on it and making it right and making it cool. So it has still quite a road to go, I guess, but I'm actually pretty excited. They actually already have a ship in the engine and they're coming on well pretty decently. Also, if you see this, you can also imagine why they bring up so much ships in 2017. I mean, if they already got the Buccaneer, there's only better stuff to come, really. And that's really interesting to really see the pipeline for the ships ramping up to actually make it very easy for Drake for the Drake Interplanetary. They actually made the style guides and make the design decisions already up front, and now they can just generate those ships very easily and very fast. We see a lot. We will see the Buccaneer, we will see in 2.6 the Herald, and in 3.0 we will see the Caterpillar, which is going to be very amazing. So next in line, we will be talking about the character pipeline. In the early days they had to update 100 Photoshop files, which was not doable if you had to create a lot of characters for the persistent universe. Now they actually improved it so they can actually adjust one Photoshop file and influence all the characters. As you can see right now, they're actually showing the characters back then and actually now, which is looking amazing. I love it. If you see what they have done, this was at CitizenCon 2015, and well, it looks so amazing. Here, just look at this, and I can guarantee you already it's even getting better than this. Really amazing stuff. Also, they made it now so the new characters work in all lighting conditions, which was not the case with the old characters, and they also worked in technology to prevent getting pixelated textures. More character info and modularity. They're also working on that, because every piece you have on your character, they actually try to make a modularity system for it. So for example, if you have clothing on your legs and they want to change it, like they only have to press a button and the cloth has become metal, or maybe something else, or wood for example, or whatever you want. And it's very easy and very modular, and that's very interesting. Next to the characters, there's also a big focus on the creatures, like we already saw at CitizenCon 2016. And that was pretty cool with the big worm. So really cool stuff incoming. They're also working with PBR systems to really make everything look very lifelike. Really interesting stuff. If you would like to see the wall pipeline, I didn't really contain the wall pipeline in the Around the Verse, but if you want to see the wall pipeline, I highly suggest to watch the Around the Verse 3.13, which we are recapping right now. Also, they did a last update about the 2.6 patch. For Star Marine design is finished, and the final adjustments for the Daemon map, which is the smaller combat map 4 vs 4, is being handed back to our department. Next, they are focusing on the Echo 11 map, which is the bigger map based on an asteroid. They're working on improving the dead and hit animations to make them more satisfying. Animators doing some further testing on combat emotes. The new Arena Commander mode Pirate Swarm is is being tested with new AI profiles, and also the Herald and the Hoplite are getting the latest polish for the release. So that was pretty much it for this around verse. Also, if you liked the video, give a thumbs up. If you like to see more and see this every week, subscribe, and I will do a recap every week as much as I can. And if you like to see more, here on the left you can actually see the CitizenCon recap, which is very interesting if you want to get up to speed with the development. And here on the right you can actually see the demo from the CitizenCon. So I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.